Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here at my next Naruto Shippuden episode review. This one's going to be for episode 481, which is called Sasuke Sakura. And straight away, link to watch the episode if you haven't seen it yet is in the description, but this is a review. So, overall, I quite enjoyed the episode. I think now having expectations for what to expect from these episodes, the ones titled character name, it felt a little bit better. Obviously, the Naruto Hinata one, I was kind of wondering, would they eventually get to a point where we, transition through their relationship and get to a point? But they just went for the childhood stories, which I think is fine. It's just we didn't know what to expect the first week. So, going into this one, I'm just like, okay, cool. We're probably going to get a Sasuke Itachi thing, and then a Sakura Ino story, which is exactly what we got. But a slightly different angle on everything, a couple new scenes based around a general topic from their past that we knew about already. The Sasuke episode we started off with, I thought was actually really good, because I thought it was going to be really boring just based off the same old thing we see every single time between them, where Itachi doesn't have time for Sasuke gets kind of a little bit frustrated, asks his parent about what's going on with Itachi, but instead what they did was, here's a moment where Itachi actually did spend some time with Sasuke. So we just got this whole sequence, half episode, focusing on a time when their parents went off to visit the mother's parents, and Itachi was watching Sasuke, and they kind of had fun together. He helped to train Sasuke with some things, and he cooked for him, and they kind of slept outside together. This was really good. I really did like this different angle on it. Because one, it really got across how much Itachi cares about Sasuke, that he would go out of his way kind of to do this for his brother. And the little moments of the parents kind of going Itachi did that? Really? They're kind of shocked, but he kind of displays slightly different behavior around Sasuke because he kind of cares for him so much. It kind of really goes really far away to explain why he did all this stuff in the series that we know about for the sole purpose of protecting Sasuke, because he really did care about him, and it's moments like that that really highlight that just lots of fun where Itachi's kind of saying you have the potential to be like me too, while Sasuke feels like he's really falling behind his brother, but he has confidence that Sasuke will get to that point. We kind of end with the whole thing of, I will surpass you at the end, as a hint as to where the plot really goes with them. But just, I like the kind of more fun approach to this, that it wasn't all about crazy emotions and stuff like that. It's obviously a lot more meaningful to us because we know what happens, but just seeing Itachi cooks a massive meal, crabs, all the seafood and stuff like that, just for the two of them, and they kind of stuff themselves, and you have the little joke of Itachi saying, I went a little bit overboard, didn't I? And they have just a really kind of fun transition moment of Sasuke going a little, and then they just kind of close the scene in on him. That's just he's just yeah. My brother may come across as really serious sometimes, but he's really weird and goofy when it comes to cooking and stuff like that. So that was fun. And then just stuff like that, yeah. Itachi was the one who came up with the idea of sleeping outside, to kind of make it more fun and memorable. And they come back and the parents are just really? He was the one who suggested that? And they just kind of talk about him a little bit. And it was, I think, just really fun to add just this extra layer onto their relationship. Because if there's one thing you could say about Sasuke, Itachi in the show, is that you got the connection, but because the focus on backstory is generally more often than not on the kind of tragedy that comes out of the backstory, just seeing a moment where they were really happy kind of around each other and they didn't kind of try to have any other approach to it, it made the episode feel just really kind of nice, that it was just the two of them having a day to hang out. That doesn't happen too often, but that Itachi did often put some time aside for Sasuke, and the fact that he did that is notable because usually he would put off that sort of thing. That's what I got from the parents' kind of view on the situation, that they're kind of struggling to know what he's thinking, but then he does these kind of slightly different things that they don't quite expect of him when it comes to Sasuke. So just getting across the importance of that relationship, I thought was really well done. The Sakura episode, I think, was, again, interesting. The problem there was just that it was completely the same thing, more or less, that we've seen before. They went for the whole idea of Sakura can't find the right way to fix her hair. Ino, she meets Ino, and Ino fixes her hair. It's her discovering I like Sasuke, the kind of rift that forms between them. The only thing there was just that they kind of left out. They focus more on Sakura herself rather than the rivalry between Sakura and Ino that develops from there. And that was kind of like a hint as a setup for that extra backstory. But in general, the focus was just on kind of what Sakura was kind of, her life was like prior to meeting Ino, and then how things changed going forward after that. That Ino helped her with the hairstyle, the emphasis on the forehead, and like that, you should show it off because people only tease you because you try to cover it up. And I did like the scenes with her parents. That was probably the highlight of the episode. Because her parents, I think in canon content, are like, I don't think they're really ever shown. So it was actually interesting to just get to see them interact. That the father kind of struggles with kind of saying the wrong thing often, the not around Sakura, and the kind of mother kind of calls him out on that. But then he eventually ends up saying the right thing, and then kind of compliments the mother, and she has a kind of freak out moment, and he teases Sakura about getting a boyfriend. Those are the moments I thought were really nice, because obviously Sakura is the member of the main three characters who does have a family, yet we never focus on that all that much outside of that early plot point of just like Sakura not quite understanding Naruto and Sasuke because she had a family of her own, and that being a thing that Sasuke had to point out to her. So it was kind of one of those things where they maybe should have emphasized a little bit more in the canon story, and this was actually a really nice addition to have, that just these kind of family dinner scenes with Sakura. We also found out this kind of little kind of shrine where Sakura goes to kind of practice kind of flower arrangement, her kind of artistic kind of skills. She has this kind of shrine to herself. She eventually invites Ino in there. Ino helps her sort it out, and it's in that little shrine thing that Sakura first tells Ino that she likes Sasuke. So interesting kind of, I suppose, adding on to, I suppose, how that rivalry kind of developed between the two of them, in that Sakura's flashback in the canon thing very much seems to emphasize this whole idea of Sakura was the one who just kind of turned on Ino and was just like, I like Sakura, Sasuke, you do too, I'm out. Whereas this actually kind of more goes down the road of saying, Sakura brought it up first. She didn't know how Ino feels. Ino kind of left after that and kind of separated herself a little bit from Sakura, and then eventually Sakura finds out and kind of she sees what the rivalry was about, why that explains Ino's behavior, and they kind of start that rivalry until we get to the point in Naruto Part 1 where they kind of become friends again. So, interesting, but not perfect. Towards the end, they seem to be doing this thing with all of the episodes where they kind of bring the characters together. Like Naruto Hinata, we ended the Hinata aspect of the episode by bringing Naruto more into play, whereas with this one, you have a moment where Sakura, much younger, goes to tell Sasuke, I really like you, but he's just like, who are you? Sorry? And he kind of walks off, she gets embarrassed, runs out, and sees Naruto kind of messing around on the floor, and he has a moment where he kind of sees her. Then you kind of more emphasize I suppose, where Naruto's initial crush on Sakura comes from, seeing her, I suppose, trying hard to train to kind of impress Sasuke, how intensely she trains kind of makes Naruto like her in the first place. I thought that was an interesting way of kind of explaining Naruto's crush on Sakura, even though she was completely unaware of it, obviously more focused on Sasuke. Just explaining the kind of romance dynamic between the three of them when we start the series. It did a good job of kind of explaining how that came to be. So we'll see how they go with that. Final thing I'll say is just a little note I kind of made in my head at certain points. Because this was a kind of Sakura-Sasuke episode, even though they didn't really emphasize their relationship all that much, what I did take out of this was just the idea that Sakura has always been very conscious about her forehead and how large it is, people teasing her about it, her hairstyle, sometimes she tries to cover it, And then a key moment of confidence for her was choosing a hairstyle that kind of more emphasizes it. Yet in her relationship with Sasuke, one of the most kind of important kind of things of affection between the two of them is Sasuke poking her on the forehead. The whole idea of the forehead with Sakura and why she would like consider that such an important thing within their relationship more so than them like kissing or anything like that. I think that's just an interesting point. I don't know if that's a sort of thing where like Kishimoto was like thinking about it like, oh, Sakura has this thing with her forehead. Sasuke pokes people in the forehead. This should be their really kind of impactful emotional thing between the two of them. Is it just a coincidental connection that works to explain their relationship a little bit more, or was it a purposeful thing? I've never really seen anyone bring it up. So in the comments, definitely let me know what your thoughts on that, the whole Sakura forehead thing, and then the Sasuke forehead poke. Is it a purposeful connection, or just a random coincidence that happens to work? So yeah, that's the episode. Overall, solid. I don't think any of these episodes are going to blow us away. These kind of, I think it's called the boyhood arc or childhood arc. I don't think they're ever going to like really super impress us, but they are fun just to kind of get a less emotionally intensive look into these characters' childhoods. They seem to more be emphasizing like good moments of their childhood rather than the bad moments, in that even Naruto's one was more like the first time he met the third Hokage and how that kind of inspired him to kind of take a different approach. Hinata's one was a little bit more on the emotional side, but how Naruto meeting her for the first time gave her a little bit of confidence. Good day out between Itachi and Sasuke. Gaining Sakura gaining confidence for the first time. That's what they seem to be going for here. But that's the main characters. The next episode is Gaara Shikamaru. That should be really interesting because there's no real way for them to make an obvious connection between like Gaara and Shikamaru's childhoods. So they kind of do have to be very separate episodes. But again, based on the preview, they seem to be going down the road of going for Gaara before all the craziness goes down in his childhood. More emphasizing his connection at a younger age with his siblings, Temari and Kankuro, the relationship with the father. It still might be kind of quite sad and, emphasizing the sad moments of the backstory, but it seems to be more of a, like, before the craziness of, like, Yashimaru, trying to assassinate him and his father trying to assassinate him goes down. They may hint towards that, but they're emphasizing kind of more, this is the good stuff before it went really bad. And then with Shikamaru, they're again going for the Choji Shikamaru friendship. I just hope they take a different angle on it than we've already seen. Maybe show them meeting Ino for the first time or something like that. Would be fun. But either way, I think it should be really cool with more of the not as main characters kind of getting a focus here. We don't know as much about their childhood at a very young age, so it should be fun going forward. I think after that, it's Jiraiya Kakashi after Gaara Shikamaru, so they should be pretty fun. I'm definitely growing to appreciate these kind of half episodes based on the flashbacks a lot more. So, I'm pretty excited for the next couple. We'll just see how far it goes. But yeah, that's been the episode review for Naruto Shippuden episode 481. I'll just end by saying link to my Twitter and Tumblr page in the description if you want to follow me on social media. If you want to help support my channel so I can make more videos, better videos, link to my Patreon page and also my PayPal donation link are in the description as well. That's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.